In this session, I'll be talking about polynomial functions and operations. So what is a polynomial? A polynomial is an algebraic expression that's made up of variable, like x, coefficients, numbers, and exponents that are non-negative integers. So the numbers that will be involved in the polynomial we'll call coefficients, and then you also will see exponents that will be non-negative integers, and of course variables. General form of polynomial function look like this. It will be a nth x to the power n plus 1 down a to n minus 1 x into power n minus 1 plus and so forth plus a1 x to the power 1. I don't have to put power 1, but it's there, plus a0. And in actual examples of polynomials that you'll be dealing with, it will look something like 8x cubed plus 7x squared, for example, minus x plus 1. So in the polynomial that I give you as an example, let's see what's the degree, leading coefficient, and the constant. So those terms that you need to be familiar with. The degree of a polynomial is the highest exponent of the variable. So before you start looking for the degree of polynomial, what you need to do, you need to make sure that your polynomial is written in the form that your exponents go from the highest to the lowest to the lowest. When you rearrange your polynomial that way, then the highest exponent of the polynomial of the variable will be considered as a degree. So in this case, the degree of polynomial is 3. Then leading coefficient. So leading coefficient is the coefficient, which is a number, of the highest degree term. So when you locate the highest degree term, the number that accompany it, that's your leading coefficient. And the constant is a term without a variable. So in the very end, you will see the number. If you have the number without the variable, then that's your constant. Just to go over the coefficients, so we figured out 8 is a leading coefficient, then 7 is a coefficient of x squared, then -1 is a coefficient of x, even though there is no number written, but you know that x is 1x, meaning there is 1. So the coefficient of x will be -1, and then the constant is 1. Types of polynomials, monomial, which is a one term, binomial will be 2 terms, and trinomial will be 3 terms. Speaking of terms, what is the term? So the term is an expression made up of numbers, variables, or product of both. And power can be involved as well, so you'll be dealing with, let's say if it's a monomial one term, something like, let's say 2x cubed. It has a number, it has a variable, and it's a product of number and variable, and it can be raised into power. Or let's say -1/4 x squared. This is a term as well. So the binomial will have 2 terms. So let's say I'll have 4x cubed minus 3x squared. So the first term is 4x cubed, and the second term is 3x squared, and difference of them. So you have 2 terms involved, and that's your binomial. Trinomial will have 3 terms. Something like, for example, 5x to the 4th minus 3x cubed plus 2x. So 3 terms, it's your trinomial. And then we're going to go over the operations of polynomials. That's addition, subtraction, multiplication, like with numbers, but it's going to be with polynomials. And then division, it's going to be either lone division or synthetic division. And I will go over operations in the next session.